I have one down there. Yeah, just connect.
Hey, I'm Free.
And I am Kicker.
And we love football. We are pumped and ready
to take you on at the Free Kick Youth Cup 2022
in beautiful St. Lucia.
Imagine yourself playing the beautiful game
on one of the most beautiful islands in the Caribbean.
It's a festival of football, fun,
and entertainment
with players from all around the world. I can't wait!
Free Kick Youth Cup. See you there. And remember, many dreams,
one goal.
The 2022 Free Kick Youth Cup is brought to you by St. Lucia. Let her inspire you. And by Key Coin Assets. And by Coca-Cola. And by Adidas. Also brought to you by Flow.
Task, not because of the size of the boat, but because this St. Lucia select team has been solid. They have shown their depth. They have shown their ability to play structured football, display skill. We've seen Keegan Cole up front, all the way back to Donai in the back. And of course, the likes of Desir and Hunt and Wilfred as the spine in this game. We're excited to see Fitz back at left back position. Fitz out of the starting lineup last minute yesterday because he was not feeling 100%, but he's back in this week, and now a little skill from Philip. So an excited one we expect here today, Terry.
Both teams very comfortable in possession. We see Donovan Phillips getting things started off for Team St. Lucia with the first attack. And now they are back in possession. Dante Fitz back, as you said. Riquelme Milana, the hat-trick scorer yesterday in the semi-final, omitted. It appears to be at the last minute, because I was told earlier that they had no particular injury issues, no worries, a few knocks, but they had no concerns. But Riquelme Lionel omitted at the 11th hour, and Mekai Emil comes into the lineup. But of course, the man to look out for will be Keegan Cole, number 7 for Team St. Lucia, the spearhead of their attack.
And it's good to see Keegan Cole back in, because he came off yesterday after scoring his first item, and we were a little nervous we mightn't see him in what is the biggest stage in this tournament, but he's back out and ready to break some hearts in St. Vincent.
A couple of the St. Lucia players were suffering a little bit with the flu, but they all appeared to have recovered. I was told by the manager and the coach earlier that all is well with all of the players. As I said, Lionel omitted from the final, but we'll see whether he will play any part this afternoon.
So early on in this game, cause for some concern, a player from Vincy Ballers is down.
Giovanni Williams.
It's Williams, okay. Williams, stabilizing factor in the middle of this Vincy Ballers team. We've seen him go from a holding midfielder position and able to transition as a centre back with that calm, tall, lanky player. So he's gotten a couple knocks for the tournament. At that size, it's tough to avoid him.
Always good to see players walking off under their own power. He's
of course
limping just a little bit, so it looks as though he's favoring perhaps his right ankle or his right leg.
And now it's going to be a shot.
Sails over the bar, and Darren Donai unbothered. Darren Donai mentioning to me yesterday that a number of the St. Lucian players would have been involved in club competition, in national club competition, as well as being involved in this tournament here over the past week. So quite a workload for them.
A lot of work on the legs. A lot of work on the legs. That man, Deshaun Richards from Vincy Ballers, one that they are going to have to keep an eye on. He is both in the top 5 scorers and has been a key factor in the success of this team from Vincy. So we're going to see what he's able to do.
Early on, Vincy ballers look as though they're trying to disrupt the rhythm of the St. Lucia team. Very
Nice
early.
pass outside. Keeps it in play.
And they've been enjoying a little bit of success in so doing, getting in the way of those passes that the St. Lucian team likes to string together.
Well, I suspect the first 10 minutes of this game will be very important as each team jostles for position, try to take control of the game. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Mackay Emil getting himself involved. He's not been a major factor for St. Lucia throughout this tournament. Number 21.
So I'm sure there's a big audience from Vincy watching their boys play here and to claim this regional club cup. We saw the trophy at the beginning, the opening ceremony. Looks like a Champions League trophy. Morgan, deep, nice control, nice bit of skill in the corner.
I saw on the live stream earlier that young Skeet was playing for View Fort is actually the younger brother of Javin Skeet, the former St. Lucia international.
Interesting.
Javin is watching.
Deny to bring it out.
Mackay Emil laying that off nicely for Keegan Call, but Call getting a lot of attention and goes back to Vincy ballers and they're going to spread it out wide.
A nice pass, but it is tough. Fitz is back. There's nothing much more to say than Fitz is back.
Manny Davis had absolutely no time to control that, much less to do anything with it. Dante Fitz absent from the semi-final yesterday.
And I think the game missed him, quite frankly. The game missed him, but again, it made an exciting match as St. Lucia Select 11 were able to prevail with a fairly comfortable margin. It is not easy to score 5 goals against View Fort.
Mackay Emil judged to have pushed off, and so Vincy ballers will earn themselves a free kick in a very interesting position.
Of course, we've seen Bishon Richards score from this range both in a dead ball situation as well as in the run of play. We see him putting his foot on the ball to just let other players know that he has this. We'll see what he can deliver. He fired what looked like a warning shot earlier. It sailed over the bar. Oh, and a nice shot and a goal. It's in the back of the net. It's exactly what we expected from Bishon Richards. We just spoke about what this young man can do at that range, both from dead ball, and he asserts his authority on this game.
Phenomenal, the young attacking midfielder for the Vincy ballers.
He took it so calmly, so calmly, knew exactly what he was going to do.
And you know, I was thinking earlier about the conversation we had regarding the dimensions, the diminished dimensions of this pitch and the qualities that are needed here. One of the things, going back to the football fundamentals, the importance of keeping your body behind that ball and really pushing, hammering through the ball. It becomes so much more important when you look at this small field. You don't really have space
Correct.
to be able to take long free kicks, and from that distance, he did exactly
what it took. Yeah, exactly. It was very tough for Denai to be able to react to that.
Power, precision in the back of the net to Bishon puts Vincy ballers up 1-0. St. Lucia Select, however, we've seen them in this position
seen them
before.
down.
we've seen them in this position before against this opposition. And so
Yes.
they will have been no strangers to being 1-0 down and even 2-0 down last occasion.
Of course.
Vincy Ballers in the last match of the group stages, as you see Keanu Felicien striding across the pitch there.
They've been here
Vincy
before.
Ballers had them up down 2-0.
Yes.
And they came back to draw it 3-all.
They've been here before. They are not afraid to go down. They maintain their composure under pressure and they find a way back. And again, as we said, you can never discount Keegan Cole's influence to step forward when his team needs him most. And
tactic, trying to get the ball to Hunt, and the intention, I suppose, was for him to power it into the box with almost a dead ball kind of situation. The Vincy Ballers snuffed that out.
A nice turn. A nice cross. But
will be a corner.
Cole not able to get enough on it. So that is number 21, Emil Mackay. Not able to get enough on it. But they will have another chance now from the corner. Fits, but it's cleared out by Morgan. Morgan, one of the taller players in the back there. Morgan has been very, very reassuring in the defense, protecting his keeper, clearing those head balls. He does well on it. He hasn't made a lot of mistakes, I tell you. Nice throw by Fitz.
Going for another corner. The pressure remaining on Vincy Ballers. A number of these St. Lucian players would have been together from the under 15 ranks and even earlier. The likes of Keegan Paul, Keanu Felicien, Dante Fitz, Jose Matre, who played for Viewport, as the ball comes in and is dealt with.
It's a wrestling match.
This time comes off Keanu Felicien for the Vincy throw-in. Donovan Purpey again playing, of course, for Viewport, Donald Braville. All of these guys have been together.
Teammates at the national level.
Quite some time.
So a free kick. And that man, Shamron Phillips, Shaba, as they call him, there to take. We've seen how calm and comfortable he is on the ball. A true number 10, as his jersey indicates. And an audacious attempt. He tries to put them on the back foot. The man they call Shaba.
The attacking midfielder tries to find the far corner. Very ambitious. Didn't quite have the touch that we saw earlier from Richards.
Well, we've seen that Shamron is not a player that is shy from chances. He is. That's what makes him creative. Bascom, Hunt, and Desir getting it out. Two tough contenders. Wilfred goes down.
Jamani Davis has been very busy here for Vincy Ballers as St. Lucia tries to launch an attack, trying to find Donovan Phillip.
Mackay pressuring. Wow. Shaba making a lot of height there. Just getting a little push. Morgan going across the field.
Bit of volleyball. Coaches will usually tell you to keep the ball on the ground. The Vincy Ballers having a little bit of space, being given latitude by their St. Lucian opponents and the freedom of the park, at least initially. Now they get a throw in. Try the cross.
Over the
It
top.
floats out harmlessly past Darren Donai, captain of Team St. Lucia.
This Vincy team, you get the feeling that they play a lot of football together. They never seem pressured. They play with a certain calm, like they're in the park on a Sunday. But now Wilfred has it and he goes over the top.
Looking for the lanky figure of Donovan Phillips. Phillips, though, unequal to the task. He'll be returning, I think, to the United States at the end of the summer. He'll return to club football.
Josh Stowe for Vincy as always. I mean, he has been understated, but he's done very well in the goal for Vincy. He hasn't made any major mistakes. He has made saves when he needed to. And it's going to be Alexander.
By Rashad Eugene. Trying to find Cole.
Well, let's look. He can call behind it. Anything can happen. The referee's going to call it back. It seemed like he gave them the advantage for a moment. But he called it back on the tackle on Wilfred. And a free kick in an equally dangerous position this time for St. Lucia Select 11. We know the man Fitz, and Fitz as well. We have seen Fitz score dead ball kicks from this in the group stage. One of the goals of the tournament, and it's going to be himself and Donovan Phillips to try to catch Stowe on his line. Let's see what he can do. It's going to be Phillips. He goes into the wall.
Across the mouth of goal.
It's Matthias letting it pass. Desir breaking it up. One, here's a chance. Oh, Morgan putting his frame and receiving hugs all around Morgan.
Jamal Wilfred with the opportunity for Team St. Lucia.
That was a good chance. That was a good chance.
Phillips trying to play call in, but it is just behind him. Had that gone to his feet, so almost certainly have been even Stevens.
What is it's on the goal line and goal line chaos. Couple nervous moments. One of the first times I've seen the Vincy defense in a bit of chaos, but they survive it.
It's too animated.
Unfamiliar with this kind of chaos though. Stowe has it in his hands. And I imagine you could expect a lot more of this from St. Lucia Select, who they do not get flustered when down. So it will not be the end of the chaos, no doubt, for Stowe, Josh Stowe.
Important here when you're 1-0 up for the Vincy ballers to stick to their game plan and continue attacking, continue trying to retain possession. If they become lackadaisical, if they go on the back foot and allow St. Lucia to take the initiative and take the front foot, they could be in problem.
Yes,
we've seen it happen before. They were
of course,
and ended up with a draw. They know how dangerous this team can be.
And this is the third time that we have seen the St. Lucia Select team go down in the first game of the group stage. In the very first match of the tournament, we saw them go down to Harlem United and again rally back. And of course, the game that you just mentioned against Vincy Ballers, they were down 2-0. And again, they're down here today, but I have no doubt they will find their way back out. Nice control. Pay, it looks like. Ooh, a clever back heel by Phillips. He gets it back and he megs his man. Nutmegs his man, these two players, Desir and Phillips, playing almost schoolyard football with the Vincentians. Desir getting a toe and being called for it.
Francis Babalastic winning the Kenton Casimir Baby Cup last night with Moshi FC,
Wow.
defeating GMC United 4-3.
So he's hoping to get 2 championships, 2 trophies in 2 days.
He's had a very busy weekend.
Donai.
Good distribution, gets it out to Philip, but Philip not quite equal to the task. I think it was there for him, and
Same
a
happening.
comedy of errors. Jamani Davis.
In Trinidad, we have an expression, hold the tail. That comes from catching iguana, but it applies in these situations where the ball is on the line. Phillips doing well to keep his balance there and winning a corner for it.
Philip's son of a former national player. Still plays.
Interesting.
Still plays in the veteran division, but also I think still plays in Marsha.
Okay.
Plays for Marsha. Marsha have a couple of former national veterans playing for them.
Seems to have a lot of legacy football in St. Lucia. You know, you hear about the names, the family names, the communities. It seems all connected. It's almost like a almost hereditary pipeline that you have here in St. Lucia. But now these players. And a volley, it's still alive and it's a bullet. And it is caught.
It's too equal to that.
Yes, too. I mean, he has to be grateful. Right place at the right time. That could have turned out very differently.
Initial shot from Braville, causing a little bit of consternation. Fitz plays it forward.
Very comfortable,
Right
this
back
player.
to Fitz.
Shemron.
Call.
Oh, a nice ball forward by Cole. And Phillips not getting it to fall exactly where he wanted to.
Had the right idea, I think. He wanted to hit that on the volley and try to find that lower corner, but just not quite getting it entirely right.
So on the screen, as you would see the acronym SS with the Roman numerals XI11, that is St. Lucia Select 11, and of course VB to represent the Vincy Ballers on your scoreboard. And you would see, of course, VB Vincy Ballers leading 1-0 in this, the finals of the 2022 Free Kick Youth Cup in St. Lucia. And, you know, as we mentioned earlier, the free kick for, there's a clip on the edge of, it's just outside. Hunt is very, very fortunate. Mere millimeters, and it would have been a penalty, but it is going to be against, it looks like Pierre, but it is instead going to be a free kick at the edge of the box. Doesn't mean that they're out of danger though. So we'll see what they can make out of this. We see the tall Williams wondering whether to go in. Up and over, and it hits the outside of the nervous moment. You cannot trust the ball at the feet of this man. He has been practicing this. You know, I could imagine Bishon Richards with the 2 bags of balls down in the park field on a Saturday from 6 a.m. practicing those dead balls. Correct. Fitz to Desir. Oh, a nice skill by Desir. Didn't really have it under control, but he has the strength Desir to recover any inaccuracies in his touch. Fitz down the line to, looks like Cole. And one of them being Morgan, that has a very intimidating frame for the opposition. And there's a battle. Bascom like a basketball center, posting up and pivoting. as well as Adidas, gold sponsors. Hold on, just taking a look to see what is happening here. Used it.
Important though for goalkeepers to have short-term memory. You have to put that away and
Distracted me from the mention of the sponsors. So we also have Lucilec as a gold sponsor, along with St. Lucia. Let it inspire you, and of course Flo. Corner. Oh, Dante missing it. Ball still in play, but Bascom is down. So very uncommon to see Fitz.
getting a little bit of stick from the crowd,
Yeah, I mean,
as one would expect.
They expect more.
Hey, I'm Free.
And I am Kicker.
And we love football. We are pumped and ready
To take you on at the Free Kick Youth Cup 2022.
in beautiful St. Lucia.
Imagine yourself playing the beautiful game.
On one of the most beautiful islands in the Caribbean.
It's a festival of football, fun,
And entertainment.
with players from all around the world. I can't wait.
Free Kick Youth Cup. See you there. And remember, many dreams.
One goal.
The 2022 Free Kick Youth Cup is brought to you by St. Lucia. Let her inspire you. And by Key Coin Assets. And by Coca-Cola. And by Adidas. Also brought to you by Flow.
Equally up to the task. You would know that. Oh wow. Oh wow. You would know now that the score is. Nice shot, nice goal. Awesome goal from outside. Great. So my feeling, Terry, is that the attack and Lucia as Phillips. And it's in. Dempsey picks his spot. Clever move and a lovely cross and a great goal. One of the goals of the tournament. That goal rival and it is smothered by the defender. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! This looks like Parks. It has been. We should maybe not show that on TV. Harrison Parks has done something special.
whites in blue. Vincy Ballers so up 2-0. They conceded towards the end of the first half. Keegan Call with a header from Phillips. And now Vincy Ballers back on the attack. Vincy Ballers perhaps spooning a few chances to go up 3-0 in that first half. Can they get back on the score sheet here? No, they can't. Donovan Phillips with the header, the clearing header. And I think that was perhaps a little bit of 50-50, but Jamal Wilfred adjudged to have committed the infraction, and there will be a free kick for Vincy Ballers. Opportunity perhaps for the men from Kingstown. Darren Donai, St. Lucia goalkeeper, not very thrilled. That ball flashing across goal. And Jamari Davis nearly on target there. St. Lucia defenders unable to get the ball clear. Breville, Felicien heading it skyward, and now they're started once again by the goalkeeper Donai. Daisy gets it out to Jamal Wilfred. We saw him at the center of the incident at the other end of the pitch, and now he's up front, and a Vincentian player is down. Says Wilfred may have gotten just as much out of that collision.
Looks like Alexander is down. You have to wonder at this stage, Terry, how much of the knocks are a function of the collision versus muscle fatigue in what would have been a strenuous week for these guys. And according to you, they're also playing with their clubs at the same time, right?
It does add up.
A man is down and you can hear him. Not sure what happened.
The referee doesn't seem particularly interested in disciplining anyone, so...
He and everyone had their eye on Fit, so he also may not have seen it. So
I don't know if you can get a replay of the incident or what happened in the goal mouth, but again, we were all watching the corner being taken.
Well, there are a few medical officials coming out. Hopefully it's not too serious.
We did see the number of the Vincentians going down yesterday during the course of the semi-final in the second half. Hopefully this is not a repeat. This game not nearly as physical as the semi-finals, a lot more open football, similar to what we saw in the third place playoff.
Yeah, the Vincy team, I think, are not as physical as some of the others in the semi-finals. They definitely come across a lot more graceful. They don't have players with the intensity, the likes of Hunt and Desir. So they were more the victim of it than the.
Not that they're incapable.
Not at all. Not at all.
Handle the
not at all.
But it's not necessarily their preferred style of play. We've seen. In midfield, there's a conversation continuing between Bascom and Felicien.
Of course. And we expect that for the rest of the half.
Become good friends.
Correct. No doubt by 6 o'clock they will be following each other on Instagram and commenting, and they will. That relationship will go on off the field.
Centre forwards and central defenders, almost inevitably.
So we can't see what's happened, but he's back up, so that's good news.
He will, however, have to leave the pitch momentarily. And we'll see how, if at all, that affects Vincy ballers. Now the referee's assistant gives way. Dante Fitz.
It's going for his post. The throw-in was longer than the corner. Not out of danger.
Now goes back the way of Vincy ballers.
So it would be interesting to see how much time will be allowed to pass before the coach starts to make a few changes to refresh his attack. We know he has more than adequate reserves to come on. We've seen Riquelme Lionel. We know of Naz Valsan and this young man. Hold on, they're appealing for. It's an appeal for a penalty, but the referee
A little bit of a muted appeal.
is not hearing it. And now an opportunity for Pierre, but he's gonna take the corner instead and be ushered off the field by Hunt. This is what I'm talking about. You don't go in lightly with Hunt. You know, he puts that fear into you. Look at Pierre's face. He puts that fear into you that will make you think twice when coming at him.
Even Pierre coming out of SVG System 3. Play down at Victoria Park.
This man Bascom take the corner. Oh, just pushed out by Donai. Arm going over his head.
It looks as though he may not have made contact, in fact, as they get the goal kick.
Oh, wow. Loud appeal.
Paul gets a kick.
Not sure, did the referee call it? I don't, it looks like call.
Let's stay on.
This here, ooh, crunching tackle. So they are showing the St. Lucia boys that they can play just as fiercely. Look for Wilfred. So we expect the intensity to pick up here as time ticks down against St. Lucia Select 11. But in my opinion, Terry, a 2-1 lead is the scariest of leads you can have in a game.
Well, they can't be comfortable at all. And St. Lucia, we've seen manifesting a few attacks in the last few minutes. Just 10 minutes into the second half. And we do know that they have reserves on the bench who are more than capable of bringing this game alive if they are in fact introduced. Wilfred with the ball at his feet.
Morgan sliding in.
Jovel Morgan.
Oh, look at Shaba. Very comfortable. Very clever play.
Daisy and Wilfred with a nice little bit of interplay, but they do earn a free kick out of it. Should be taken by Hunt.
It's gonna watch out.
A little bit too powerful there, and it's gone out for a goal kick.
So we remind you on your screen the SS XI for Roman numerals for 11 is St. Lucia Select with 1 goal against VB Vincy Bowlers, who are leading 2 goals to 1. Goals coming in the first half, all goals coming in the first half. First by Bishon Richards and then Bascom.
Nice bit of skill there, attempted skill by Stephen Pierre.
Yeah, and then we see Keegan Cole tying it, well, not tying it up, getting the first goal for, the only goal for St. Lucia Select 11 just before the stroke of halftime. And here we see this man coming on. We spoke about him earlier, Riquelme Lionel, coming into the game. Interestingly for Phillips, who I thought was one of the more dangerous players. And there are 2 changes. Can't tell who just came off. It looks like he's replaced by number 9, Andres Daniel. So let's see how that impacts on the attack. Riquelme Lionel, very tricky with the ball at his feet, scoring in yesterday's game.
Gets a touch there, there's Andres. Gets it out.
And
wide.
Lionel has to loosen up. He's caught off guard in his first, what would have been his first play for the game. Shaba always confident, a little too confident. And that's what makes him special, I think, Shaba. He does not feel pressure. And the crowd likes it. You see, we heard the crowd go off.
Ooh.
It's exactly what they came to see, huh? Kind of entertainment they appreciate seeing from the next generation of footballers across the region. Hunt changes play. Sorry, that was not Hunt, but Fitz changing play.
Breville gets the corner. They are throwing. And he'll take it himself.
I'm changing it. St. Lucia slowly getting a rhythm, trying to move it around. Throughout the game, we can hear the voice of Josh Stowe in the goal. When all get silent, Josh Stowe is there constantly shouting at his players to get in position. Does not want to give up this lead at all. What a glance. Bravo. Nice work.
And gets it right back into the 18-yard box where Stowe deals with it rather easily.
I think Breville has done well on this wing. Oh, there we see Bishon Richards. This man, Bishon Richards, being very tricky and scoring his second goal. Bishon Richards. Look at what it means here as the Vincy ballers see their wonder boy. From day one, he has shown that he is a cut above. He just glides through the middle, very two-footed player, and he calmly slots away past the keeper Donai. There wasn't much he could do about it. He stayed very calm, and Bishon Richards scoring what is this now his 7th goal in the tournament as a midfielder, it means a lot, right? To be the second highest scorer.
The Pride of Hope International FC over in Trinidad, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
No doubt they're cheering. No doubt they're looking on and cheering at this young prospect.
A youth international for SVG.
I'm sure, Terry, we'll see a lot of this young man in the future at senior club and country level. So 3-1.
Ball gets stuck a little bit there and finds Andres, who's unable to do very much with it.
I have to admit, I did not, I mean, this is one team, and being not as familiar with football in the St. Vincent and the Grenadines, I did not expect this level of grace and composure from these boys coming out here against what I thought was solid talent.
Well, they normally wear Brazilian colors, so...
Well, you can tell in the style that they play. Yeah, this one, Bascom, strong with this back to the goal.
Never uncomfortable on the ball, St. Vincent and the Grenadines as a national team, as a senior national team.
So let's see if Keegan Cole will have something to say about it. 2 men pull off. And
Andres.
Daniel, that's Daniel?
Yes, Daniel. Andres Daniel. Making a nice little run and earning his team a corner. A diminutive figure.
Like Diego Maradona.
Daniel takes this one. There's still danger. Team St. Lucia.
The referee stopped for a moment and he calls the penalty.
For Team St. Lucia.
It's tough to, I mean, from where he was sitting, it looked like a clear penalty. He was up in the air.
Jamal Wilfred.
And he just lays over him, Pierre.
He has possession, and Pierre.
I suspect that Wilfred did not resist going down. It didn't seem like he resisted it a bit.
I wouldn't think he Yes,
it seemed
he is helped down.
It was a welcome seat. He was happy to have it. No a chance
There's not a ton of contact there, but there is contact, and he does go through the attacking.
Understood that there are times to have a seat when welcomed, and he was happy. So
it's going to be Keegan Cole against Josh Stowe for the opportunity to make this a 1-goal gap once again.
Let's see what he can do, Keegan Cole. Oh my, Keegan Cole. Over the bar.
Ball goes for 6. The Vincentians are jubilant.
Shamron Phillips picking up the crowd, no doubt, on TV, because there aren't many Vincentians here. A nice run from Pierre, but he won't get past Braville. So Keegan Cole having an opportunity there, terrorizing these players now. He wants to instill some fear in them. But Keegan Cole perhaps will think about that later. But there's still a lot of time to go here in this second half of the finals. Now this man, Bishon Richards, taking them to the corner. Oh my goodness.
Tries to dance past one, dances past one.
He is now in the mood.
2.
Well, I would say, Terry, Ethan Hunt is not the player that I would dance like that in front of.
Josh Hunt, not the kind of man that you want to get past.
So he's up. I mean, not sure. Gets a yellow card, but Bishon Richards feeling very confident now.
I think Braville may have had some extracurricular activity after the tackle by Hunt was effected.
He goes in the book. So let's see what Bishon Richards can create. Williams in the goal mouth. It's a little too high for Shaba. And they restarted quickly.
And there's Daniel.
I tell you what, Morgan is so hard, so difficult to get past.
Okay, Emil, we haven't had a chance to call his name for quite a while.
Well, in both cases, I think before with Phillips and now with Raquelme Lionel, they seem to favor the left side, but now he has a chance, and he put so unfortunately called. Not sure if it was, it was a foul. So it is. See if Bravel can create something here. It's a nice ball, but the flag is up very early. The referee doesn't see it. And he instead allows it to be a throw. So, not sure what's happening. They're going to retake it. Oh, and this C misses it. So, what do you feel, Terry? Do you feel that St. Lucia Select has what it takes to get back into this game?
Well, I think that penalty miss was costly. You get an opportunity like that to get yourself back within one goal.
Would have been a different game.
Absolutely. And now Phillips is off. They do still have Keegan Call, but we haven't seen him looking quite as potent as we've seen.
Oh, that's in play? Oh, no, it is not.
He has been playing senior club football during the week as well. Phillips has been playing otherwise as himself, so a number of these guys not quite with the legs that they would ordinarily have.
And this has been a long week of football as well.
Semi-final, very intense.
Nice run by Fitz.
But from a talent standpoint, St. Lucia Select still in this and can still get a result out of this match.
No doubt. This year trying to thread a needle. I mean, I like this. He has the right combination of strength and vision. But there is that battle we spoke about between Felician and Bascom. Oh, it's not this time, Bravel says. Not this time. Alexander. Oh, a nice ball over the top.
Danger for Vincy bowlers. Still there.
I guess he was offside. Bascom.
Regardless, Josh Hunt was equal to it. He had it covered.
There we go.
Brought down his Lionel. Saving tackle. That ball was going to come in for a cross.
Well, you can't let this guy get too much room.
Ego Thomas. The man with the tackle, number 14.
A bit long. So about 15 minutes left in this finals for St. Lucia 11 to come back.
Well, they need to get the one goal back first. Can't score them by twos.
Correct.
I have to be cognizant that
The referee says play on.
Fills the bucket. There is a player down. And so we will call play back. So pay attention to the intention attacker. Looks like Davis perhaps. Jamari Davis. Josh Stowe getting comfortable with the ball. He is taking the opportunity to hydrate as the player down is being seen to. Both teams taking the opportunity for a quick drinks break. Jared Daisy. And it looks as though Jamari Davis on his feet. And he will be replaced right after his injury with Jamari Davis. Comes off the pitch.
So no doubt the referee is, fourth official is watching the clock as they take time to look at the injury and make a change.
Juan Adams comes in, number 15.
Adams has added value in the games that he's played before. Solid player. Oh, nice touch by Deshaun Richards, but it goes into the hands of Donai. Wilfred Shaba, and this could be trouble, but he goes down.
Daisy
a no nonsense.
Tangled, feet get tangled up.
Well, you don't want to give Deshaun Richards any room. So Desir is the type of player who will do what it needs to be done rather than have to deal with it inside of the 18-yard box. If there's anywhere to deal with it, that's the place. Williams.
So this is the final of the 2022 Free Kick Youth Cup. Certainly living up to its billing. It's been a very good game, very crafty game by both teams. We've seen some great skill by St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but here comes St. Lucia. On the attack, it's Keegan Paul.
A little long. Is he going to get it?
Offside.
He's offside. It took a little too long. A little too long.
To get that ball to Jamal Wilfred. Wilfred was making the run.
Yeah.
Wilfred was making a very willing run down that left flank.
A little too long.
And released just a bit late.
And the way he approached it, I would think that his first intention was to go to goal. We've seen him run around.
Absolutely.
But with Wilfred making the run, he was then forced into a decision. And in that split second, in making the decision to make the play, Wilfred found himself in an offside position.
On the attack are St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but Shimron Phillips is brought down, 17 years old.
Oh, Shimron is only 17. Wow. So we may be seeing him in this tournament again next year.
Absolutely.
If not playing professional football somewhere out there or at a university in North America. Either way, it would be the the summer holidays, and as you mentioned, with some of these other players who came back home to visit their family and friends and enjoy this. A nice kick by Phillips, but seen out.
Takes it, and a couple of players claiming that it may have been touched by Darren Donai. The official disagrees. Lucia back on the attack, but nicely cut out by Vincy ballers.
So I have wondered for the entirety of the tournament, because the Vincy bowlers has not had a player with an armband. I just speculated who is the skipper of this team. I'm still not sure who the skipper. I missed the toss, I think. But I mean, in my head, when every time Morgan gets the ball, I think of Captain Morgan. So in my head, I don't, because I don't know if there's another captain, but Morgan has been a reassuring, calming figure in the central defense. A nice volley. Takes a big deflection and for a corner.
Trying to get on the score sheet once again.
Yeah, well, he has his confidence now, and at 3-1 up, you're now doing it for the fans. Yes. You're doing it for the fans in St. Vincent.
And tries to expedite matters because only 10 minutes, fewer than 10 minutes remaining. Puts it for his post. Shamron Phillips tuck in, and not sure how much back out for
problem you about that. They're taking their time now, right? 7.5 minutes left in regulation. Referee ushering Phillips to get on with it. Push again. Gonna bounce awkwardly. And now there's a breakaway. Mackay. No, very patient, this fella Morgan. Look at him. How are you gonna get her wrong? How are you gonna get her? It's like a wrestling match over there, Morgan.
He ends up putting it out anyway.
Morgan is just keeping him at bay, almost toying with him. It felt like. They're going to run that clip back in St. Vincent, I suspect, for a few weeks. Well, here's a chance by Cole, but blocked.
Senator brings on Schumann Charles for Mackay Mill.
So from our vantage, the Vincy players seem to be a little taller, have the height advantage in the box, and now Shaba tries to push it long, but Felician and Bascom wrapped up with each other, cancelling each other out.
I said they're going to be good friends.
Oh, a nice through ball, but of course Donai is where he's supposed to be. Is there something in this? So it's a shot. It is going to be a shot by Daniel. Daniel feeling lucky.
Daniel, the substitute.
He wants to make his mark.
We're about to see another substitution, this time for Vincy ballers.
Bascom is off.
And on comes Emory Edwards. trying to control these last 5 minutes of the game.
Here's a chance. But he isn't able to wrap his hip around it. So, despite being 3-1 up, this Vincy team has not eased back at all. They continue to attack. At no point they started to play conservatively or defensively in any way. They came, it's almost like they came not just to win, but to show the brand of football. It's a promotion for the Vincy brand of football, it looks like.
Tonight does a lot better than he did with that earlier ball.
Yeah. Looks like Fitz is going to see this out.
Fewer than 5 minutes remaining in regulation. There were a few incidents in this the second half, as well as several substitutions. So we should probably anticipate 2 or 3 minutes of time added on. But St. Lucia running out of time nonetheless for them to be able to get back into this tournament final in terms of their ability to claw a goal back and try to at least take this to a draw.
Well, let's see what Braville could do. Giving them a chance. Oh, here's a... Oh!
Felician finds Fitz, and Fitz finds the side netting.
Linesman calling it an offside, but I thought it was... I thought it came off a player from... Oh, no, it didn't. It went straight through. Morgan goes deep. I tell you what, we have continued to hear Stowe's voice in our ears for the entire game from the back.
Here he is again, Josh Stowe.
Perhaps Stowe is the captain. His voice, it never stopped for the entire game. I understood that this Vincy Bowler team arrived here on a catamaran. Took them 8 or 10 hours to get here. Probably had a lot of time to bond before the tournament.
They would have left Kingstown, made it over here on Tuesday evening. After some of the teams had already played their first game on Wednesday.
Yeah, they were the last team to arrive.
Goalless draw.
So I guess it's apt that they're finishing us off here. Being the last to arrive, last to leave the party. Williams to clearance. Shaba is chasing it, anticipating the head back. But Felician makes no mistake. Oh, a nice touch and a nice hit, a nice hit. Flashing across the face.
Doesn't keep that down, and I spoke really about the importance of the fundamentals, keeping your body behind the ball. Just scoops that over.
Did everything else right, huh? Just had to keep that toe down.
Danger here. Dealt with by Darren Donai.
Looking for Riquelme out there, but there's not enough real estate. He expresses some frustration.
I think he may have misread that a little bit. The sun
Straight in his eye.
behind him. 4 minutes of additional time as we completed the regulation time. You'll be seeing your clock on screen is 80 plus 4 minutes. Desperation time ready here for Team St. Lucia.
Well, if they go in for it, now is the time.
And they really do have to go for it. They have to throw all their resources into the box here for this free kick. With just 4 minutes remaining, Dante Fitz stands over it. And it is dealt with.
He has to go a little deeper, Fitz. He has the capability to go deeper. Back at the feet of Fitz. Fitz with a nice volley. The referee is going to call. No. A man is down. Not sure it is a. Look like he just. I think it's Wilfred, but I think he just stopped
It is Wilfred.
the play to make sure.
Keegan Paul's agent, Nick Clement, watching the broadcast, along with the likes of former St. Lucia Internationals Emerson Teloy Jean-Marie, former Footballer of the Year, Javin Skeet, our sound man, also a former National Footballer of the Year, Nigel James, and in all of the announcing, broadcasting, is multi-talented. Scrape. Francis Babalastic, another former St. Lucia International. And it looks as though weekend.
So just about a minute and a half left to play. Richard is down.
Probably an ill-advised kick. I think he did his knee. Shimron Phillips actually wearing the armband, it looks like.
Okay. Good to know. He's been solid. He's been very confident in the ball. He does not get unsettled. But it is this man today who is the hero for Vincy bowlers.
Sydney done the job.
Playing from the midfield, scoring the second most goals in the tournament with his 2 goals today. Well, here's an attack. A through ball, but it is going to go past Pierre.
Plays with Brad Richards, I assume is his brother. Back at Hope International.
Still going to take his time.
Well, 4 minutes have now elapsed. And the title is on its way at this point.
At this point in Champions League, they would now be etching the name of Vincy Ballers if we were Champions League on the trophy. There would be a guy in the back room beginning to etch.
Fancy and Mesopotamia, and Victoria Park, and Sion Hill. Might do a tour of St. Vincent and the Grenadines upon their return.
What a nice ball outside. But yes, both Fitz and Hunter get past. Fitz dispossesses him. Oh, nice and clever work by Fitz, and he is not going to get much further.
I think this free kick will be the last possession, more than likely, of the contest.
By this time, there's a
Against it somehow.
decent crowd in the stands now for under 19 regional football. St. Lucia supporters coming out. They may be disappointed in the result, but no doubt impressed with the game they have seen today. Talent and display from St. Vincent and the Grenadines and St. Lucia. And he goes, Bishon Richards goes low, but it will not get past the 9.
The referee appears to be enjoying the game. So we can Josh Stu is ready to pick up the trophy, put down the ball and pick up the trophy.
And that's it. That is it. St. Vincent and the Grenadines watching on here should be very proud of this team.
Mike Mercy Olivier, Keith Joseph,
Vincy Ballers.
Camanos Valentine, perhaps even the Prime Minister. Ralph
Look at them. This is what it means to them. 10-hour ride via sea to get here. And now the challenge trophy of the 2022 Free Kick Youth Cup in St. Lucia will be going back on that catamaran for a 10-hour trip as it makes its way back to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. An exciting game, but the boys from St. Vincent doing what it took. What are your thoughts?
2022 Free Kick Youth Cup is brought to you by St. Lucia. Let her inspire you. And by Key Coin Assets. And by Coca-Cola. And by Adidas. Also brought to you by Flow.
They've not necessarily been in ideal circumstances, but I think they got a good competition. They did not lose until the last contest. Vincy Ballers coming through the competition unbeaten. Keegan Call did not add to his goal tally, had the opportunity with the penalty there. Malachi Celestin, we saw him as well playing for Twin City Nationals earlier today. Donovan Purpey did not get to play this afternoon, injured. Bishon Richards did add 2 more to his tally, so he finishes second on that list. And Carl Laura, of course, of Little Haiti, bowed out in the group stages.
Okay, so we're gonna stay tuned. We're gonna take a quick break for some commercials here on Flow Sports, and then we'll be right back with the presentation of trophies here on Flow Sports.
The 2022 Free Kick Youth Cup is brought to you by St. Lucia. Let her inspire you. And by Key Coin Assets. And by Coca-Cola. And by Adidas. Also brought to you by Flow.
Nice shot, nice goal. Awesome goal from outside. Great. And it's in. Dempsey picks his spot. Clever move and a lovely cross and a great goal. One of the goals of the tournament. That goal rival and it is smothered by the defender. Oh my goodness. not show that on TV. Harrison Fox has done something special.
2022 Free Kick Youth Cup is brought to you by St. Lucia. Let her inspire you. And by Key Coin Assets. And by Coca-Cola. And by Adidas. Also brought to you by Flow.
Ready to roll, gentlemen? Cue me. Look, Elston, come down. Vincy ballers! Vincy ballers, come closer, please. Come closer, come closer. Draw closer, gentlemen. sure you would have bonded and with whom you battled over the past few days here in St. Lucia. Also inviting the members of the presentation party, Earl Jean, Cesport, Andres Polensky, Stone John, Chris Gustave, and Anya Edwin. We'll be getting the ceremony underway in precisely 45 seconds with our individual awards and then, of course, our team awards as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the award ceremony for the 2022 Free Kick Youth Cup here at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground in Gosley, St. Lucia. We are live on Flow Sports, and we are going to kick things off with our individual awards. I'd like to first invite Earl Jean to step up to the presentation area. Earl Jean, all-time leading scorer for St. Lucia in international football. Earl Ballhawk Ja, as I told someone earlier this weekend, St. Lucia legend, a La Clery legend as well. And he'll be making a presentation to the top scorer in this year's competition, none other than young Keegan Call from St. Lucia Select.
That the young man traveling from St. Vincent down the road from Vincy, Josh Stowe. Congratulations, young Josh. Excellent tournament and an excellent final for you. Thank you very much. Next up, Andres Polensky. Andres is from Germany. And on stage, and he will be making a presentation to the most valuable player for this year's competition. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause, a rousing round of applause for Bishon Richard, Vincy, Ballers. overall title. Congratulations to you, young man. Pride of Hope International.
Yeah, they did.
And now we're going to be making a special presentation to the referees who officiated the final. They'll be getting special medals. Gentlemen, please step up. For their service over the past few weeks, much appreciated. The game's orderly, running smoothly. Round of applause for the referees, gentlemen. Let's them up. And now,
Wait for the bubbles, everybody.
Sir John, please make your way forward. And we'd like to invite the boys from Beaufort South. Gentlemen from Beaufort South, come forward for your third place trophy. For your third place medals, I should say. Round of applause for Beaufort South and themselves a fine tournament. Winners of the Free Kick Easter Invitational, winning the chance to represent St. Lucia in this first ever Free Kick Youth Cup here at the BSTG. Great goal by Clive Gray, even things up. Tarek Leo, the hero in the penalty shootout against Trin City Nationals. Stuart John, of course, record international scorer for Trinidad and Tobago in international football, and now the head coach of the St. Lucia men's team. So you will be pleased with a lot of what we've seen over the past week. A round of applause once again for Beaufort South. And now, first school staff, thank you very much, Mr. John. First school staff from the St. Lucia Tourism Authority will make the presentations to the second place team, St. Lucia Select. Receiving their silver medals. Select losing their first game in the final of this tournament. And now presenting the medals to our 2022 champions from the Cabot Foundation's Miss Anya Edwin. And she'll be making the presentation of the medals for first place and the trophy to the gentleman from St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Vincy. A round of applause for our 2022 Free Kick Youth Cup champions. And now for the trophy presentation, Anya Edwin will present to the captain of the Vincy Ballers. Congratulations, gentlemen.
The 2022 Free Kick Youth Cup is brought to you by St. Lucia. Let her inspire you. And by Key Coin Assets. And by Coca-Cola. And by Adidas. Also brought to you by Flow.